Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're filming in a different location. This is actually my room that we're filming in. Today's video will be about my back to school essentials because as of the filming of this video, I am about 5-6 days away from taking my first class. And I thought I'd share what I plan on using for my classes and whatnot, and the reason why I decided to choose them and whatnot. Also, if you're hearing a lot of outdoor cars running by, it's because my window is open and it's way too hot in my room, so if you hear cars, ignore it. My room is way too hot to keep the window closed, and my fan isn't doing anything right now. So the first thing we should probably get into are my tech essentials. So, like everyone, earphones are definitely a must. I have two different ones. These are a pair from Amazon from the video of when I bought my iPad. So when my wireless earbuds run out, I will be using my wired plug-in earphones. But when I'm not using them, I will be using this. And I know looking from this, you're probably wondering what the heck is this, but this is actually my Apple AirPods Generation 2 with, you know, the really cute green bunny case. And the reason why I bought such an excessive case was because with the current world situation, I thought we would be over by the time it hit the 2-year point, but joke's on me, it didn't. So I bought this case because I wanted it to be really out there so that I knew that my AirPods, if I were to be at the campus studying in the library, I would know that the case is here and it would remind me to take the AirPods out and stick them back into their charging case, because I really don't trust myself going out with these. Unless if I'm sitting somewhere stationary, I will not bring this anywhere. So yeah, these are my AirPods Generation 2. And then speaking of Apple products, the next thing is my iPad. This is the 10.2-inch 8th generation iPad. And I bought this for the reason of taking online school from home, because as you can see, this computer right here was actually, I didn't buy it, my sibling gave it to me because she has a MacBook Air and I wouldn't say she can't, but she didn't want to have two computers at once, so she gave me this one. And this one still works perfectly fine. It's just that I don't want to take my online classes in my room where my bed is, and I didn't want to kind of work in a place where I would fall asleep and say, screw it, I'll do it later, which I'm pretty sure everyone has done before. So I bought my iPad for the reason of taking my classes from the basement. And as you can see from my ceiling light, I do have a matte screen protector on it. And then beside it, I have the Apple Generation 1 pencil, because just in case if I wanted to draw or do some drawing assignments or whatever assignment or note-taking for the upcoming class, I wanted to take Apple Pencil with me for those type of situations or whatnot. Because I have no idea if all my classes are going to be online or not, but it says online. It's just more of, I don't know if it's going to be through Zoom calls or if it's assignment based, so I'm still waiting on one more professor to get back to me, but in the meantime, this will come in handy. And then in the case, this is the ever so commonly seen, I don't know how to pronounce the brand, Gudjode or something like that, but it's one of the trifold bookcase iPad covers with the magnetic keyboard and the book style flap trifold iPad stand. I liked this because for the color and for the fact that, you know, I can just trifold it and then have the keyboard on as I'm typing with taking the class, but I don't think I will be doing much digital note taking, not unless if it's for assignments or if I have to. Because I get the feeling that I might goof off in the middle of class, so I'm trying to prevent that from happening in the first place. And with that, I decided to buy the Bluetooth mouse with it. In the back, it does come with a nano receiver and then the on, off, and Wi-Fi switch. So, with the tech, obviously, you're going to need your cords. Your charging cords, your adapters, so these are all the charging cords and adapters that I have. So definitely will be taking that with me, not like I'm going to go out anywhere. Just thought I'd include that because, you know, keeping everything charged is important. The next thing is my pencil case. It's empty as of now because I took out everything just so I can show you. Now this pencil case is probably a lot bigger than what most people use, but I purposely chose a bigger one because I used this when I was in baking school, and the reason why is because at least for the baking school that I went to, my tool case was completely full of all my tools, and I had to bring my tool case everywhere with me, so there wasn't really extra space to carry pencil cases and notebooks. So I decided to get this so that I could carry what I needed for that class. And the handy thing is it was kind of like a purse insert or a bag insert almost, so if I needed it, all I have to do was pull this out, and then everything that I needed to take notes was in here. So this is a pretty decent size to carry what I have in the meantime. So moving on to the pens, this is one of the reasons why I don't buy a lot of pens, but I don't really use pens as often because I am a bit clumsy when it comes to writing notes, so I like to write in pencil before pen, but if anything, I do have this, which is the Staedtler 20-piece, a Tri Plus fine liner, and the 0.33 millimeter tip, and it comes with all these colors and the case, which I can lock this top part and then it can just sit on my desk like this so that I can choose any of the colors that I needed for, I don't know, highlighting key points or making title pages or making certain paragraphs or whatnot, to just make sure that all my notes are all well put together. The next thing is my pencil case. My pencil case within a pencil case. This is the smallest thing I have in terms of my pencils. Reason being is because I like to stay organized within a lot of my bags and stuff. So this one actually has my erasers and my two pens that I have on hand in here that don't fit in the set. One was a gift and one I bought at my local Japanese gift store. So I just have this emerald green pen, and I think this is emerald green, or is it, I think it just says emerald, so this is just a gel pen of sorts. And then this was a pen that I got from a friend who went to Japan. You could probably find this same exact pen in a set off of Amazon, I believe. And then in terms of erasers, I'm a little picky when it comes to my erasers because I prefer these slim type erasers where I can really get into a certain spot to erase, because I don't like the big chunky ones because it takes so much space. And not only that, when you're erasing, it just gets into the other thing even though you didn't make a mistake there, so I end up erasing the whole thing and then rewriting or redoing some of the other stuff. So, and then I found this one recently, which is the Mono One Tombow mechanical eraser. And I got this because, once again, it's one of those twist up slim type erasers, and it's also pretty small, and then it's very easy to refill. So once you get to the top, you just pull whatever's out before it gets shaved down, and then you just rotate it back down, and then you have a fresh new refill. And then it also comes with a cap to protect it from getting dirty. And then I also have the eraser reloads, the refills, and then I also have my lead pencil, like refillable lead in like 0.5. I also have another pack here just in case, because you never know. Probably wondering why I don't use sharpened pencils. It's the exact reason why I hate going like taking the sharpener and going like this for like the next 10 minutes and then get tendonitis or like carpal tunnel in my wrist just because the pencil isn't sharpening well enough, or the lead breaks halfway through while sharpening. Let me know in the comments if you ever relate to that more than anything, because in like a middle of the test, you're just like sharpening so much, and by the time you try to finish it, it's like this tiny, hypothetically speaking, but I feel like that every time when I use one of those pencil sharpeners, which is why I don't use sharpened pencils. I prefer mechanical pencils for that reason. So, in lieu of mechanical pencils, I have two special ones here. I recently found these at the same Japanese I wouldn't say gift store, but it was like a Japanese shop where they have a lot of products from Japan, and these two were the ones that really caught my eye. When I found them on the internet, I was about to order them, but the store had them, so I immediately got them. So this one is the Mono Tombow shaker pencil. So what this does essentially is when you unlock your pencil, here, let me bring it closer. So when you unlock this, you can hear that soft click. So what that happens is it essentially puts down the lead, but instead of clicking the top like a regular person, you just shake, and then the lead comes out more as you are writing. So say for example you're in the middle of writing and then you run out of lead. Next thing, all you have to do is just shake it once more, and then a little bit by bit the lead will come out more as you're writing. So it does come in handy when you're trying to take speedy notes in class. And then to prevent it from shaking anymore, all you have to do is just push this pencil clip upwards, and then it stops it from ever coming out. So prior, let me just unlock it. you can hear that rebound of the cartridge. So by the time you lock it back up, you can only hear the lead making noise. It's not the shaking mechanism that's actually shaking. So it's actually like locked in place. So I really like that pen for that reason. And then also with a lot of the Tombow Mono series, it comes with the classic mechanical eraser, which I also have refills for that eraser. Because, you know, not a lot of mechanical pencils, at least in the West, once you finish, like, shave down the eraser on a lot of the traditional click pen type of lead pencils, it's hard to take it out unless if you have like a needle, because they don't give you replacements for those. At least I don't think. When I was in like high school, they didn't really have those, so. And it would be hard to put the lead, because then you would have to take the lead and then you had to go from the lead pencil side and just go in. But I have way too shaky hands for that, which is ironic because I went to baking school with shaky hands, but that's besides the point. But yeah, it does come with that. And if you're wondering how to reload the lead in that pencil, it's the exact same thing. It's just you just twist up the eraser and then stick it through there. But it's a lot easier to take out once it's almost done, because all you have to do is pull it and pull out the eraser, refill it with a new one, and then you're good to go. So then the next one is a pretty cool one. This is the Kurutoga mechanical rotating lead pencil. So what this lead pencil does, I don't know if you can see that. Camera, don't focus on me. Focus on that. So what this symbol does, every time you write, the little symbol rotates as you're writing. So as you're writing, what this rotating does to the mechanical lead that you have loaded into the pencil, it rotates as you're writing, so that every time you're writing a letter or writing notes, it prevents the lead from snapping every time, because you're putting pressure on one end. So instead of going like pushing pressure every time, it's consistently keeping the lead at a good pressure, and it's completely rotating every single time, so that the impact of how hard you're writing, which you shouldn't be really putting a lot of pressure when writing anyway, but as you're writing, the pressure gets evenly dispersed within the lead pencil so that it doesn't snap halfway through as you're writing. So that's the one thing that really sold me on these two lead pencils, is because they have a purpose and a specific reason why to do it, so that they have more use out of every single lead pencil that they have. So I decided to get those two because I really want to try it out and see if they're more beneficial to me than with the regular Western type of lead pencils. I haven't used it yet, but hopefully once school starts and all my assignments, I'll hopefully be able to use that. So the next thing that I have discovered, especially when I was in baking school, and these are a bit excessive, but I just like using them, are these little notepads. And the reason why I use them is because I like using these for organizational purposes and quick notes. In terms of how I can explain how I use them, I have some old notes that I used when I was in baking school. So for example, I would use, for example, this opera cake recipe when I was still in baking school. I would use the sticky notes, write notes over here, and then stick them explaining how I'm supposed to do this, so that when I was in class, I knew that I had every, direction, how I'm supposed to do things. Because at least in the baking school that I went, you would have to prepare, at least for this certain class, you would have to prepare a day prior by writing everything, making sure that you're ready for the class, by watching videos and demos, because we don't have that time and luxury to explain and demo everything, because we were on a set time limit to finish before the campus was closed at the time. So that's what I use those for specifically. The next thing is, this is quite common in the bullet journaling community. Essentially what this is like a roller tape. It's kind of like correction tape meets sticky tape, so I bought one of those because the sticky notes don't have a post-it note type stick, at least on the top half. Some of them do, but the issue I have with them is that they curl a little bit, so I like using this to make sure that it stays flat as much as possible, because I don't like it when my post-it notes get folded when I put my notes away into my backpack or my folder. So that's one of the things I have a pet peeve of. The next thing is this. And you're probably wondering, what the heck is this, by looking at it. This is really, really confusing. So essentially this is the Cocoyo staples stapler, and you're probably wondering, how is this stapler staples? Well, I'm just gonna grab my notes as an example. What this does is essentially, it's a more eco-friendly way of stapling all your papers together. I used this a lot when I was in baking school because, as you can see from these notes, I do have a lot of papers that I need to keep in order, especially to make sure that all my recipes are all in the same pile. All my notes are from this class and this class so that I don't get them mixed up. So what this essentially does, I don't know if you can really see it that well, is that what it does is that it kind of takes the paper that you're stapling and kind of loops itself back into itself, and then it locks it with just using the paper itself so that it holds itself together strong enough. I wouldn't say use this on like a huge amount of paper. I'd probably say like 2 to 4, I would say, would work the most. So it just locks itself using the paper so that you don't have to keep using metal staplers. And I got it because I didn't want to carry a stapler and then have to carry a small box of staples with me every single time, because that'd be really annoying, and then, refilling the stapler cartridge again with more staples is using time up, and when I was in baking school I had no time for that. So this came in handy. All I had to do was just slip it in, snap it, like click, and then it was good to go. Now for the last thing, this is something that's more personal to me and the most random thing I have ever kept in my pencil case all this time, and that is our Lucky Red Pockets. These are actually empty, but these were given to me from my parents when they found out that my entrance application for the baking school that I went to was finally accepted and I was heading off to go study. They gave it to me. Obviously they're empty, but at the time they had money in it. But they gave me money in hopes of, good luck on your studies. I hope you're successful. Which, I finished just before the long not invited guest through the worldwides, and stopped everyone from traveling and hit my department of study the most, which is hospitality and tourism. But anyway, they gave me these in hopes of good luck, and I hope you pass and whatnot and do well. Which I did. I did get a 4.0 GPA in that class for the entire program, so awesome. I just haven't graduated. But anyway, I hope you guys like this video of my back to school essentials, especially I hopefully trying to convince myself use all this stuff instead of hopefully all my money not going to waste. But I hope you guys like this video. Hit subscribe, like, share, and comment down below if you have any interesting stories of your school stationery or school stories in general. I'd love to read them. Hope you guys like this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!